Good evening. Welcome everyone to the August 3rd meeting of the Wythe County Planning Commission. And I've determined there's, all members are present, and we have a quorum, and we will proceed with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we have a advertised public hearing tonight on the Levi Annitary subdivision. And I will open the public hearing at this time. And I would entertain a report from staff.
So, Levi Annitary are proposing to split off approximately a half an acre from tax map number 54-90, located along State Route 652 Cinnamon Run. This is actually in the Speedwell Magisterial District, so that's a mistake on my part, sorry. And they're going to leave approximately 8.16 acres for the residual. Mr. Terry also owns tax map 5489, which adjoins the residual property, and they are proposing to give 100 foot of road frontage from 5489 to 5490 to make it in compliance and move the entrance to the house at 114. Because Mr. and Mrs. Terry's half acre does not have 100 foot of road frontage, and the proposed division of the property would leave a non-conforming lot, they are requesting a variance to section 5.3.18 of the ordinance in order to proceed with this proposed division. So according to their plat that I have here attached somewhere, there's about 33 feet of road frontage right there, touching Cinnamon Run. And then they would be cutting off this part.
Now, that lot does have public water, correct?
Yes, it does. I have it pulled up on the map. So this is the parcel that they're wanting to split off. And he's going to give 100 foot on this side to go with this piece of property, so it'll come off of 21 instead of using Justice Mills Drive for this 114.
So that 100 foot's gonna be like a deeded right of way, or?
No, they're going to do they're actually going to split off 100 foot here and attach it to this piece of property. So it will actually have its,
Okay.
yep.
And they got, this is so a time frame to get that done, correct?
Yes, I can't remember exactly how long it is for a variance. I want to say like 6 months, maybe.
I was gonna say 180 days, I believe.
Yeah, you might be right.
Anything else from staff?
Nope, that's it.
All right, I will move to the public comment. Do we have anyone in the gallery who would like to speak on this subdivision?
I have a question.
Please come to the podium, please, sir, and state your name and address.
My name's Philip Miller, and I live on this corner lot where the existing road is. And Ms. Clark over here owns the survey land tract where the current access point is. And if I understand her correctly, he's planning on building a completely different road?
Going up to 114, correct.
And this current road down here at the bottom corner where they intend to split it, Will they abandon that, right away across her property?
This Justice Mills?
Justice Mills?
Well, Justice Mills will still need to be used for 110.
Okay.
And not
Because
one-
that's a concern I had, and yes, they do have public water down there in the corner. And there's other utilities over there, but that's a separate matter. I was just wanting to clarify if they intend to abandon the right across her driveway for this larger parcel.
Once 114 has its own access off of 21, it will not be using it anymore, but the 110 would still need to use it to get into that place.
Right. And my concern, and we've worked with Michael Sobey for the past 5 years, is we've been trying to put pressure on him to build a new road and that's more accessible for their large vehicles.
Right.
They won't have nothing but trouble with them for the past 5 years or longer.
Okay. So they're going to put in a new access for 114, but 110 would still use Justice Mills, and I don't know who lives at 110.
It's a rented lot, and it's been a conflict for a long time. I brought some photographs of this, of the road, but if he's building another road, it won't make any difference.
And where's the access for the 118 there? Where does that come from?
118 doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
It's not, okay,
It's a vacant lot.
okay.
They took that trailer out.
I was just looking at the future, if they intended to use Ms. Clark's land forever, because at the bottleneck, the turn is like 120 degrees, it's a hard corner.
Yeah, I understand that they plan on taking there where that, the property where they put the new double wide in at the top of the hill behind it.
Yes, they've been driving through the hayfield for about a year.
Yeah, they're gonna take 100 foot over to the right of Mrs. Clark's property and adjoin it with that one in behind.
The other road.
Yes.
Okay, that wasn't included in our notice, we just said they intended to split off a half an acre.
Yeah, they're gonna split off a half acre for that 110, and that little lot, 23,000 square foot lot will still use that Julius Mills Drive, that house will.
Okay, that was the concern we have, is because they can't haul these large trucks and trailers around that hard corner.
And the house in behind it's gonna have access from 21 off the lot coming towards town.
Correct, off the existing driveway.
So that'll take one less off of that driveway, off of Justice
It'll take
Mills.
A large portion of the burden.
Sounds like it.
Is that all?
Unless you have more concerns.
No, that's just my concern, is the road
Okay.
access, and right now, they had the ability to cut in a better road, and nobody's been willing to in the past. And now it seems to be, Mr. Terry is willing to remedy that problem. I've never been to one of these meetings before, so I'm clear of the process. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
You're welcome,
Thank
thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? If none, we'll close the public comment. And we'll proceed to the planning commission discussion and action.
Will the 100-foot right-of-way go all the way to the very end of the property? Or just go up so far?
I'd say it would just probably go up so far.
I think he's gonna go up so far and then he'll cut it back.
Cut it back in there?
Mhm.
And like, so you said it wasn't right away, it's just the property addition.
He's actually gonna give him 100-foot
To make it a
addition
legal-
to it.
Make it a legal lot.
Correct.
Off of 5489?
Yes.
So just 100 foot off that road to be able to attach.
Correct. So what he'll have to do is, since this house uses this right here, he'll have to give them a right of way across, since he's gonna give 100-foot to this one.
I don't think anybody's gonna live in that house anymore,
Probably not.
just in the new double wide they put up above where the lot number is. They
Yeah.
put a new double wide in up above it. I'll entertain, what do y'all think?
I mean, he's making it all conform.
All except for the small lot that he's asking the variance for, which has 33 foot of road frontage and the banks is steep.
Yeah, I'd say approve it, sir. I mean, like I say,
It's
like you say, he'll have to come back within 6 months to make that
Yep.
work.
Have it surveyed and cut the 100 foot off.
Yes.
So it's been moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. We'll have a roll call vote from my left to the right. Aye.
Ah,
The variance has been requested for that new lot off of Cinnamon Run. Thank you. And our next item is citizens' time. Any citizen would like to speak? You're welcome at this time. Mr. King.
Yeah, just briefly, thank you, Andy Kegley. I sent a couple of y'all an email today about a meeting we're setting up at next Thursday, August 13th at 7 o'clock down at Glenwood Church in Barron Springs. We're gauging community interest about creating an agricultural district in the eastern part of Wythe County. So we invited about 20 farmers, landowners along Reed Creek Road there, and talked with the supervisors, Mr. Smith, Mr. Burnett, and Mr. Terry. They know about it, and I sent it to you, Susan, and you, and Mr. Epperson, I believe. So informational, just, you're welcome to attend. The way the agriculture district would have to work is you've got to create a core of 200 acres of farmers, landowners, and if we can get that, if they can get that created, other landowners contiguous or near it, I believe, can sign on as well. But I think the application comes to the planning commission first, and then it gets a vote sometime, and it gets referred to the board of supervisors for a vote, and then it becomes an ordinance. There's 3 districts in the county now, Fairview, and 2 in Crockett's Cove, or just 1?
I think there's 2.
2, yeah. So, it's a good land protection, voluntary zoning kind of thing, but just informational.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. And our next item of business will be the minutes of the prior meetings for July 6th and the 27th.
I didn't see anything, did you?
Move to approve both minutes, sir.
It's been moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of approving the 2 previous meetings minutes of the July 6th and the 27th, say aye. Or aye.
Aye.
It's been approved. And our next item is new business. Virginia Outdoors Foundation review the proposed easement.
They didn't come tonight. I just have the information from them.
I move we table it.
So, she had sent me over all this information that I've attached to this, and I asked her, exactly what they were wanting to do so that I could present it to you all. And she said that this is what she said. Mr. Ogle is interested in donating a conservation easement on the property in question. The term sheet I sent provides some basics, but it's very much in the draft stage because he and I haven't talked details yet. She figured it was best to wait until the Planning Commission's approval. The easement will limit development rights on the property. It would not allow any future divisions and will permit only a very small footprint of buildings and structures, which in turn will be confined to one small building to help minimize the views to the public from the New River Trail and the New River.
No housing?
Just one structure.
I mean, it's between the river and the trail.
Like a one island.
It's an island. If you go, but you can pull on down and show you the overhead satellite.
don't foresee anybody getting back there to do anything with it anyway.
Yeah, if you, I don't believe anybody would build anything on that island.
No.
It's gonna be temporarily at times.
And what are they wanting to put there?
An easement,
Oh, okay.
Conservation,
How many acres was it?
32.
32?
And where's the structure?
there's not one. It's limited to having one structure.
Okay.
Where's access to that property outside the trail?
I think that's it.
That's it?
I think so.
So what are you wanting us to do? Approve the easement?
Make sure it's in accord with your comprehensive plan.
It meets the conservation and recreation aspects of
I
of
agree.
the plan.
To limit, no buildings, no houses, I mean, other than one little, I'm sure it'd be a small building at that,
Yeah,
to limit the.
I doubt they'd build back there.
Like I say, I'm sure the water's been all through that.
I'm sure.
I mean, I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, the railroad put it where the edge of the where it flooded, and they built it elevated up enough where it wasn't, so.
Okay.
Anything between the former railroad or the trail to the river is
Prone to flood.
flood.
I'd say if you had the floodplain, I'd say it'd be in there, I'd say.
Probably.
I make a motion to approve the conservation easement.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Everybody will do a left to right vote.
Yes. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. It has been approved for the conservation easement by the planning commission.
So then what it go to next then, Miss Lisa?
It'll go back to them and then they'll go ahead and do it.
Okay.
I'll send them a letter saying that you all approved it.
And our next item of business is our subdivision ordinance report. And I'll entertain the report from the staff at this time.
Carolyn Copenhaver recently conveyed .633 acres to her adjoining owners Donna and Terry Irvin. Simultaneously, she conveyed 10.845 acres to her other adjoining owner, Chad and Jessica Hill. This subdivision leaves a .8 acre residual that will be used as residential. The new parcel of .633 acres will be used as residential, and the new parcel of 10.845 acres will be used as agricultural. The residual is being served by public water and private sewer, and this plat was recorded on July 16th.
And our next item, since that was the only subdivision, will be our upcoming events. And a special note is the planning commission will be meeting on September 1st at 6 PM. That's a Tuesday. Because the next Monday's Labor Day, so.
And then, on Tuesday after that is board supervisors meeting, so we had to move back to the previous Tuesday.
Which is still in September.
Yeah.
We'll also be adding a work session September 3rd. I guess work session is not the right term. It's a community input session. The board of
what?
supervisors has requested one joint meeting, or a joint input session with you all on September 3rd at
Like we did with the school.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna do one at George Wythe.
And where's it gonna be at?
in the New Scott, right?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. You're right. Scott Memorial.
That's the third.
It's still George Wythe to me.
That's the third,
Yes, we'll send you all notice.
6 PM.
Yes. This will be a public input session. The way that we are envisioning setting it up is tables for each district. So each supervisor, each planning commissioner, you'll sit together. The folks from your district can come up, talk to you. We're going to have the draft land use classification ordinance published this week. I've got one clarification I'm going to ask for later in the meeting, but we'll get that published. We've been making changes to the mapping. So August is a pretty busy month for the board, so we're struggling to find a date, and September 3rd was the one that worked best for the board members. So we'll get that notice out to you and get it published in the public, so we can let folks know that this is their next opportunity to come and provide input on the draft ordinance.
You said Scott School. You're talking about the original Scott School?
The new Scott,
The new one?
the new middle school.
It's gonna be in the library or what?
Gymnasium.
Yeah, school's back in, so space gets at a premium, but they found a gym we could go in and get everybody fit into. And we appreciate the schools working with us.
And we'll go to the next item, is the county engineer report by Mr. Kinser.
That's pretty.
You got a drone shot of your coffee, or Johnny?
There we go.
There we go. We got some corn. Railroad?
Fortunately, unfortunately, we got a section of railroad we gotta maintain, we got a call, they did an x-ray, Norfolk Southern inspected track force going in Project Park. And this is the main line. So we had cars waiting to go up to Gatorade, the engine's back here at Lane. It's busy, much busier than you would anticipate, so the engine finally hooks up, so he's pushing back to. We had to get a inspector to watch the rail because the x-ray indicated that the rail was separated between the web and the flange. So anyway, right here, the worst possible spot was right here at the crossing before we had to watch. So Norfolk Southern comes out and marks everything for us, and then there's the train coming up. It's excruciating waiting on it, moving so slow. We got two guys on the caboose here. They inspect on the way in. Always wanted that job, you know. But anyway, they push in, they switch cars and switch cars and switch cars and switch cars. And these cars are, this is one of the reasons we have issues. It's heavy. These things are absolutely heavy.
They're 100 tons.
And they're big and long. The engine's pushing. So it's an ordeal. So they push into Gatorade and Amcor and have to come back out several times, so they constantly block the crossing right there. So they gotta push in the Amcor, pull back out, push up the empty track, drop the caboose, push in the Gatorade. I mean, there's no room for error.
Well, how many feet you had to fix her, Johnny?
We had to fix it in 3 different spots. We had to replace about 20 feet of rail, where the flange had separated from the web at the crossing, which was as worst possible as possible to be. then there was 2 other spots that they had to replace as well. They took the rail out of service unless we had an inspector watching it as the train crossed. So we didn't want to do that, so we were out there at 8 o'clock one night watching this train shift back and forth. You can see it drops at the boots. Goes to Gatorade, goes to Amcor. It's an ordeal. And when the caboose is hooked up, when they go back out, they're done. But this was the inspection. Well, this is a unique thing to Wythe County. I got behind the cabbage wagon the other morning on the way to work.
Had a bunch of cars waiting for the cabbage.
And there's some roadkill cabbage along the edge of the road. But the next day, we had to come out and cut all the rail out, or Clico did. They did an emergency repair for us. That rubber, they had to cut out the asphalt and remove the rubber, cut the rail, a lot of special equipment. And there's ties underneath there too.
Was there any reason that it broke just that one section? I mean, what's the reasoning?
Well,
That section gets rail and truck traffic.
you know,
Okay.
you got rail and truck traffic hitting it right there,
Okay.
and like I say, that engine has to come across that crossing many, many, many times every time he switches, just for one trip, and they go up there 3 times a week. You know, when they stop at Lane, and then Gatorade and Amcor, it's an ordeal. This is down at the Apex Center. We changed the pond over to the stormwater management side at the Hitachi Energy Arena. So.
You owe the jar $2.
Do what?
Every time
He owes the jar $2.
every time it says Apex, it's been Hitachi.
But you can see our wet basin is finally wet again, so that's a good thing. Landon and them worked hard down there, core drilling and patching the old hole for the DNS in this concrete riser right here. So now we're retaining water and retaining stormwater basin, and it looks pretty good. Got a video. I'll show you another one. Got some drone pictures of this revival. I would like a drone picture. So we got some drone pictures of the site, of course, the substation, the lot 35. Got some good pictures. That's all the equipment moving in down there.
You're not showing anything on the big screens, John.
It may look good on yours, but don't look good on ours, because lots of coffee. There we go.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Anyway, we've got some aerial stuff of the rail repair, and got the drone up in the air, so I took some pictures of lot 35, substation, the mountains, Gulfport property. Again, that's lot 35. That's Gatorade and Amcor, good picture of the siding going in, and this is the Gatorade, and this is the Amcor, and this goes back to Blue Star, which is,
So what is the solution to the failure of the rail? I mean, obviously, if it's already happened, it's gonna happen again with the traffic.
The rail is, the way I understand it, there's no new rail. You buy a used rail, the way I understand it, this is 1911 rail. It was bought and put in there. David could probably tell you, really don't wear out, but it will fatigue after a while.
Flexing and stuff.
We are looking at options. We met with an engineer out there to do, try to figure out how that curve gets out of gauge a lot. So, and for some reason, I don't know if it's the weather, the pumping or what, but, this is the first year I've encountered this. The spikes have been working out.
I saw that in your picture.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we hired a company.
It's not just here. They're experiencing this in a lot of other
Yeah.
rail areas.
Yeah.
We heard from them about coal country, you know, a lot of
Yeah.
spikes coming out over in coal country with heavy cars too. So.
But we're looking at heavier rail, 132 or 136, supposedly makes all the difference, but it's also plates, clips. I think my battery just died.
The bedding of the rail too has a lot to do with it, right?
Yeah, one.
So
we
if
had
it's,
a-
did they check I assume they checked the bedding, I mean, they know what they're doing, but
They-
at the road?
Norfolk Southern says that they don't have any issue with the ties moving, with the bedding's good. They have an issue with the rail. They think the rail size is more. Now, the engineer says a lot of different things, and he brought a CSX guy in there, and they said a lot of different things, but they, it contradicts a little bit, but, I think what we've decided to do is take the inspections from Norfolk Southern and try to figure out a plan, but we're all over the boards with plans. We were gonna replace just the curve with the heavy tie, the heavy,
Heavy rail?
it's the more industrial, ties, plates, and rail. The problem is there's a height difference, so the way you attach it is a little bit different.
So what pound rail's in there now?
127.
127, it's
Pound.
pounds to the yard,
Is it yard or linear
to
foot?
the yard.
Is it yard?
And the main line is usually just 131, 132.
They mainline uses 136, and that's what they want us to switch to. And that's what Norfolk Southern tells us.
So they
Now,
wanna put
we replaced
136.
these pieces here with 132, so we had to have a different splice plate.
Like I said, Norfolk Southern, all the railroads, they don't really buy new rail, they pull up old rail. Well, if it's sections, they'll weld it together in quarter-mile sections, and then they run it through a grinding machine and regrind it, and they'll put it back down. But on the curves, it wears out quicker.
Yeah, I see that.
One this rail's been in for 20-plus years, maybe getting close to 30 now, but it's very costly. At one time, we were spending about $70,000 a year, but now we put gauge rods in the curve, so we went about 3 years without doing anything, but we're trying to figure out if we need to be more proactive than reactive.
Yes, yeah.
But you know how maintenance is, it's always reactive, ain't it?
It'd be nice to get Norfolk Southern to
That's what
They
I said,
get-
really is.
take it, it'd be nice if Norfolk Southern would take over the maintenance of it.
Just take ownership of it.
Yeah, Blue Star came in, we had that chance, I think, but it didn't come in.
But wasn't Amcor, Gatorade, and Lane, cause it's all on this same private, would that qualify?
For some reason, they don't even talk about lane when they're doing that, and I don't know if that siding is was part of, or that their spur was part of the siding that was already there, maybe, I don't know. But they don't even talk about lane when we talk about.
Lane don't ship enough to account for anything, or they don't rail enough to
They receive
account
all
for
their-
anything, right?
They
get raw
got
material.
a lot busier with
Plastic
rail. They
bits.
used to be no, they've got less busy, I'm sorry. They've got less busy with rail. I guess they bring it in by truck.
They do.
They bring the raw material in by rail.
truck.
Say again?
They bring the raw material in my rail, don't they?
They're shifting
They
it to
bring
truck.
some in, but
Some
not as much as they used to.
Okay.
They're shifting it to truck.
Because they used to be recycled pipe, but I think they do everything now, don't they?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's my understanding.
Anyway, I had a little bit more. I was gonna show you, there was a drone showed up out there during the middle of our repair of the railroad. I thought it was Matt spying on us. And I put my drone in the air to go catch him, and when I got there, it wasn't him. It was a vehicle like his, but it was a surveyor actually doing topo with a drone.
I was gonna
He
ask, was
stopped
it
and took some
approved,
pictures.
was it approved flight?
Yep.
And now we're gonna stick a sticker with Johnny's face on his drone and one with my face on my drone. We recognize each other.
There you go.
Has there been anything new about the retention pond, the solar farm?
Say again?
Anything new on the retention pond, the solar farm?
No, I haven't heard anything. I'll call Stefan tomorrow.
You still got drones and lights?
Oh, I have a drone and a light show every day.
Well, no, what are you complaining about a light show? Everybody don't get a light show.
That's good for you.
You know, with your lights shines in your back door every night, I mean, that's just what you do.
I'll draw a line on that now.
What are they running drones down there for, to look at this?
They do the drones for the solar farm, they do the drones for the substation, so I have drones.
The company that is
Yeah.
running the solar farms doing that to inspect?
Yeah. So I have drones 2 or 3 times a week out there. I guess the gas company does at some point, I don't know.
I'm not sure what Emory is doing on theirs.
They
A lot of
have
times I know they fly the
solar.
helicopters and stuff.
And, oh yeah, I have helicopters too, but I have a drone twice a week.
Yeah, nice neighborhood.
And if Mr. Kitzer's finished, we do not have a board member for our ex officio report tonight. And we'll entertain a report from Mr. Hankins.
Mr. Burnett did drop by this afternoon. He had to work very early this morning, so he was at the end of his day. He had to go on home, so he apologized for not being able to be here tonight. Really don't have a whole lot for you, other than we did have some discussion of the site plan for the data center at our most recent board meeting. I would encourage you to watch those if you want to see what was shown on the screen for that meeting. I don't have it with me, so did have a couple of folks who were escorted out of that meeting for the way that they approached their comment. But other than that, don't have an awful lot for you. We do have the meeting on September 3rd. I do need one clarification from your joint meeting that you had with the Board of Supervisors. Mr. Dunford, you made a motion to add residential. The wording that I'm putting in adds that residential that you requested, but it does say that you can't do it in a commercial building. Is that in line with what you had in mind?
Well,
Basically, I would.
basically what my thought was, is the regular residential or duplex, of that nature. Now, with commercial, go back to the aspect that we took a building and made a duplex out of it. That'd be my question on that, but
Always
my
got mine
original
off.
thinking was residential house, and I do, local family duplex or something like that.
So I couldn't buy the food country. You
probably want a million, Deb.
And cut it up into apartment.
Right.
Okay, I think I need to add language to that effect, if that's agreed.
Well. Why?
Well, if it's commercial, I think you want it to stay commercial.
That's the thought, once it's commercial, always commercial?
Well, the thought coming up to it is because some of these locations have got classified as commercial, it's residential in their name. If, this couple gives a piece of property to their kids, and we don't have the residential or some type of dwelling structure listed in that commercial setting, they'll have to come before here and get a waiver, you do go through the whole process. But we're putting the commercial on them, you know, we're putting on top of them. My thought was to make it
So
easier,
they,
just
so they
put
can't
commercial.
just change it.
Just put residential, and some type of residential or duplex within the commercial setting also. That way, if it's already in there, if somebody decides to build on a property next to it, because it could be a piece of commercial land down there next to the Fortune Mansion. And somebody might want to give them a little acre of land to put a house on. Well, right now, they'd have to come before us if this thing would pass. If we put if we put a residential or duplex in that commercial setting, they could do that. It would be allowed by right.
So you're talking about adding single-family homes / duplex / townhouse in
Right, right,
commercial?
something like that to the commercial setting, that way they wouldn't have to come for us, it would be by rights in there, where right now, it's not. They're
Would you-
grandfathered, the residential aspect of it is grandfathered in
Uh-huh.
there, if it does pass.
Would
But
you-
like I said, there would be no way to go forward unless they come before.
Would you limit that to single family or duplex? So that you don't get into a
Like
situation
apartment
where.
complex stuff,
Right,
correct.
so
Correct.
limit that to a duplex maybe versus
Apartment.
somebody, you know,
Somebody trying to build a
buying a,
3-story, 4-story.
yeah, or buying a commercial building and, yeah.
This would just safeguard to keep
I would-
somebody having to, you know, not be able to give something to their family or something like that.
And less hassle to come before us.
Exactly,
Yeah.
less cost.
Uh-huh. I believe I would limit the language though to include single family or duplex somehow versus just residential as a whole.
That's useful guidance, and that's what I was looking for.
I mean, does that,
Clarification on
does that make, does
That
that make
makes a lot
sense?
more sense.
I mean, you're taking a 100-unit apartment building, I consider that commercial.
To a point, yeah.
I think for Rodney, it was protecting the homeowner that's already there to give their son or daughter a
Yep.
piece of property.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
build a
Yeah,
house on.
it's just you know,
Yeah.
don't make it so burdensome to the person that already lives there.
Yeah.
If they wanna do something with the property, that was the whole thing.
Like a family subdivision, but it's just
Absolutely.
not, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like that just with the limits.
Right. I'll put in language that matches what we're talking about. I mentioned that I have been making changes to the mapping. Those should be live as they're made. So folks who have questions, you know, should be able to see those. But we may be making changes up until a couple of days before your meeting on the 3rd. You know, if something else comes up or we notice issues, we're, you know, gonna continue to make those changes until we're satisfied that, you know, we have something that you all can stand behind as a board.
How's the internet on the eastern end of the county?
We got an update today. They're making really good progress. They'd better, because this is the last month that they can do work and get paid for it.
Okay.
Tell you where they're at. They did finish Miller's Creek.
Okay.
Um,
This is off the beaten path, yeah.
So in July, Citizens finished Meadowview Lane off of Grouse Ridge, Pepper's Ferry Road from the Max Meadows to the intersection of Grouse Ridge, Frog Leap Lane from the intersection of Grouse Ridge to the Pulaski County line, and Maxwell Lane. They finished Locust Hill Road, including Allegheny Road, Hamilton Lane, Catfish Lane, Miller's Creek Road, including Smith Road, Sandy Springs, Village Green, Wayward, Moss, and Heather Lane. They finished Piney Mountain Road, Denton Park Road, including Coffee Road, Collins, Dean Hollow, Bear Wallow, and Stone, and then Breezy Estates. They're currently working on Weiser Highway to the Pulaski County line, Route 100 to Reed Creek, including Reed Creek Drive, Stillwell Road, Beecher Lane, Brickstock Drive, and Arden Lane. Working on Scratch Gravel Road. They're also going to do the ones on the Carroll side of Scratch Gravel, including Lumber Lane, because that's the only way into those. So they'll pick up those customers as well. And they are currently working on Red Hollow Road. There was a VDOT issue that we helped them resolve while VDOT was doing the work on truck climbing lane on 77. Citizens couldn't get in there to finish that section, so we asked them to expedite that so they can do that work while they have the grant active. But that's gonna also include Boiling Spring Lane, Dogwood Crest, and Jones Road. And then they're also working on several private roads or other roads, including Shadow Lane, Cranberry, and Meadowbrook, along with some others. One that we have talked about repeatedly is Bertha Farms. They've had some issues getting hold of landowners because of some absentee landowners or folks who aren't here year-round. But they did get the deed research done on that, and the deed that they have on Bertha Farms from 1984, utility rights-of-way are listed in the deed. So they plan to get those sections done. So that would include timber and a couple of the other small streets back in there. Glad that they've got documentation that shows they can do that. They do their utilities underground, they're not on poles, so that's more reliable service in the long run. So glad to have them getting that section done. They also have, and it's not in this email, but we talked about it during our project meeting last week. I think there are 485 locations that they have not been able to serve or will not be able to serve under the current grant. But they did get some additional funding in the BEAD grants to be able to do that. So they'll be able to expand broadband coverage using that additional grant. There's not a timeline on that. The state has been moving kind of slow on that with some federal regulations. So don't know exactly when they'll get started on that, but they are talking about trying to use some of the contractors they've got under contract now to be able to start on that work as quickly as they've got authorization from the state to do so.
That's not bad, 10,000 and missing 485.
Well, it was closer to 9,000, but there were, call it.
Still pretty good.
Pretty good percentage.
I take that.
It's a whole lot closer than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I see the canyons back up and going. Is it working?
As far as I know.
No news is good news?
I haven't heard any screaming.
What is it?
The canyon.
The new equipment looked really good. Looked much better than the old boiler that was under there when we went and visited. I wondered how it made it this long. So hopefully the new equipment will last until we can get a longer-term plan. I know we have asked for some federal help for some projects. We had asked for funding for the Lots Gap water tank that was supposed to be done as part of the Blue Star project. I don't think that was going to go through, but on the Senate side, the cannery, we had asked for some funding to do a new cannery building off of the school property. That one I think is still alive, but it's the federal budget process, so who knows what will survive through.
2030.
It's about like the Ready, Set, Go down at Fort Cheswell, the school, Ready, Set, Go. They've been doing this for 5 years, Rusty.
Yeah, at least.
Any
Is that
other
all you have,
projects?
Mr. Hankins? Is that all you have?
Unless there are any other projects you want to ask about.
Okay. Next item is Commissioner Concerns. Well, if nothing else, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Do a roll call vote.
Aye.
Aye. The August 3rd meeting of the Wythe County Planning Commission is hereby adjourned.